Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Stoneshard, shall we? Alex, Randall, good evening. Good to see everyone. We've got a little Nickhalf debuff. I believe we use some horrifying drugs with our character to experiment and take out this boss that we're fighting. We're doing this quest right here called Monastery Records, and we needed to kill a cult leader. This was the last time we streamed the game, and in order to do that, we kind of a little adventurous with some kind of injector with drugs that we got. And so, because of that, the screen looks a little wonky, and we have this Nickhalf debuff, and we're going to have an unpleasant aftermath, and that's what happens when you mess with drugs. But the good news is this. I'm going to reload my weapon here, and we can go claim the reward, and we have plenty of time to do that. So we might just go and do that. But first, let me kind of switch over, and let's break this box and just see if there's anything lying around that seems interesting. Maybe. Alright, here we go. Oh, crates. Crates can be good, maybe. Not really, not that time. Alright, let me look at the map. Oh, so there's a point of interest over here that somebody has mentioned to us from one of the towns that we can go check out if we're so inclined. But right now, I just want to make sure we get back in time to collect the money. What we're kind of doing with our character at this point in Stoneshard is, let me show you. We are 6th level, and we're, 20% of the way into the level. Not bad. And we've got about 1,000 crowns. We've got some more to sell, and we're going to be able to get even more money once we turn in this quest. And we have even some, books and the like that we might be able to get rid of. Now, the issue is that now that we're about 6th level... Hey, Pandora, good evening. Good to see you. I tend to put people to sleep, Pandora. The soft voice will do that. The late nights, the soft speaking, people pass out. You wouldn't be the first. Now that we're 6th level, I think we can start happily taking some mercenary contracts in the second town, Manshire. And that should be exciting. But I do want to just kind of make sure that we have properly looted this place. Now, if I'm remembering correctly, yeah, it really looks like we have, although there's some money down here. Don't want to leave that behind. And I'm just kind of walking around holding Alt to highlight things. Remember in Stoneshard, the cursor does show you if you've emptied the goods. And it looks like we have. And I'm going to kind of move the map around. And I think we're good to go. So I'm just going to select the doorway and just run out. We're good. Alex, by the way, thank you for the tips about Valheim. I was just looking at those. I'm going to have to read them more thoroughly before I play some more, but I got some tin together, so I'm trying to get bronze and upgrade. All right. So let's see. There's bones and mushrooms all around here, and that's terrific. I am going to just use the trick of pushing the middle mouse button, and we're going to track all the way down here, and we're just going to run away. We're all drugged up, so I don't really want to mess with anything. This debuff is going to be nasty. Do I have the right... There's an herb that will reduce aftermath, but I can't remember which one that is. Yeah, Pandora, this game is great. It's like a very stylish kind of 16-bit gen, roguelike that is fantasy-driven with heavy survival and injury mechanics baked in. It's very, very difficult. You can die in a heartbeat, and of course, I'm foolishly playing permadeath, but having a good time. All right. And is it this one? I can't even carry anything anyway, so we need to get back home and just sell a bunch of stuff. That's a great question, Pandora. Awesome, Randall. The game is fantastic, and I think, going on Pandora's question, I believe it's about $15. It might be 20, but it's like 15 to 20 USD. It's still in early access, and it's been that way for over a year or so, and I've played it through several iterations, and it just keeps getting better as they add more content to it. You can also play it in RPG mode, so it's you can save the game when you rest, and it's not permadeath if you want a less harrowing experience. But I always like to just play roguelikes as roguelikes and see how bad things can go. That snake is mercifully running away from us because I don't really want to fight a snake at all right now. Not even for a moment. All right, we're in town. So we're going to go turn in the contract. And the screen, by the way, doesn't look like this unless you're addled by drugs like I am. I've never done these drugs before in the game, but they give you a tremendous boost. And I was, you know, because it's permadeath, I was scared of dying. And so here we are. All right, let's tell him I'm here for my reward. I was successful at fulfilling monastery records. Looks like I can count on you. Here, you earned this. All right, and so he just gave us 555 crowns. Bam. So we could take new contracts from him if we want. And our choice is basically to continue doing contracts from Odar, the village elder here in Ostbrook, which would be fine. They're easier and we could make a bunch of money, okay? But we also could not do that. And this guy's buying the cutlery for 84. That's actually pretty good. I'm going to sell one set of cutlery to this dude and save the rest. He has 93. How much you paying for the horseshoe? Yeah, okay, fine. What about the dice? 11? Yeah, great. He's actually paying me pretty well. Yeah, the blur is just temporary from the drugs, Pandora. But I think I want to go to the next town and see if I can get even bigger rewards from the contracts if I can handle them, and maybe better loot. Hey, Tantalus. Great evening, my friend. It is a long time no see. How you doing? I saw you commenting on the Death Stranding videos, my friend. That's awesome. I was so happy to see you watching that series. That game is quite a trip. I don't know if you got your work schedule, Tantalus, changed, but it's good to have you here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sell as much as I can. Now, remember, in Stoneshard, each vendor will give you a different amount of money. I'm going to buy this ID scroll based on what it is, right? So he's giving me the same price as the village elder for this, but if you can keep the goods and take them to the right vendor, they'll give you slightly more. So that's always, you know. Oh, I'm just dropping these on the ground. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to be... It's shift-click, I think, to sell it like that. Let me try that again. Yeah, I was doing control-click and just throwing it on the ground. That was not what I meant to do. All right, let's see. What about this ring? This ring is actually way better than the ring that I have, so I should probably sell my own ring. How much you going to buy this oil for? He does buy it okay. Oh, man. I know, Pandora, that baby game is wild, but I love that baby. I'm gonna try to do my best to keep that baby safe if it's possible. All right, let's see. I totally understand, Tantalus. Well, you gotta do what you gotta do for work, my friend, and congratulations on promotion to supervisor. That's awesome. And yeah, the holidays, everything gets wild around the holidays, doesn't it? How much is this guy gonna give me? 189. All right. I do have a quest though for the tailor wants a bear pelt. And he wants a bison pelt. Okay, so nobody wants this pelt. So I'm going to sell then this pelt. And we're at 2,000 crowns. So we're actually like getting a formidable amount of money. And my main goals are to kind of start upgrading our gear as much as that's possible. I'm going to sell everything I can to this dude. Let me go ahead and identify this potion. This is a potion of sturdiness, which gives sturdiness and boosts your health. Interesting. It intoxicates you thoroughly. Well, this will be good for, you know, emergencies. All right, which ring is my worst ring? This ring is good. This ring is no good. So, yeah, let me go ahead and just do this, and we'll sell my junk ring. Hey, Fading, good evening. I'm just going to move over to Manshire, Fading, and start trying to do some mercenary contracts there. That is a great question, Randall. I feel like maybe I have, but I'm not sure. I need to look at my games. Is that an older game, Randall? It sounds familiar. Oh, you can actually exhaust them, Fading? Oh, interesting. For some reason, I was thinking that they were just an infinite sequence of random contracts, but you're saying that there's, like, enough contracts to promote some story or some other kind of purpose in each area? I guess you're right. I mean, oh, wow, Fading. Well, maybe I'll do that. That's a great point. I am still getting good money. All right, let me shuffle up here. And I don't need to carry everything I've got. My antidote is good. I don't really need a splint, I don't think. This elixir is insane, but I don't know if I want to carry it around all the time. The book is also good, but I can sell it to the book vendor, but that's a long trip, and I don't know if it's worth it at the moment. Oh, awesome, Randall. That does sound familiar. I definitely want to check it out then. Let me put it on my wish list. Thank you for reminding me of that. So, by the way, check this out, everybody. If you were ever wondering about it in this game, and I know I was, I dropped a bunch of stuff in here, and it never has disappeared. Even though I've loaded the game and left this area, everything I dropped in the hotel room here, or the inn room, is still present. So that's a really good sign that, you know, you have stuff for a nice, firm period. My coin purse is actually full. How about that? I'm going to drop that splint, and I'm going to drop... I have a potion of purification, which I don't think I need with an antidote. I have an un-ID'd dagger. Bag space is so brutal in this game. Hopefully I can get some more. Alright. Looks good. Everything looks good. I want to go to the next town, and even if I don't do a contract there, I at the very least want to see if there's equipment that I'm interested in purchasing. And we're going to come off these drugs pretty soon, and I can only expect that something nasty is going to happen. I know, Alex, I'm the worst at hoarding. Every game I play, you'll see that I'm too scared to sell anything, so my bank, whatever storage I have, just is going to overflow and become disorganized. But by golly, I'll have it somewhere. All right, let's see about getting some water from the well. And we're going to just kind of venture down here and get a free drink. Boy, that rotten meat I left hasn't expired either. All right, and we're going to collect water into our canteen. Good to go. I know, Pandora. I'm exactly the same way. I sandbag stuff so often. It takes me, like, some of the only games that I don't sandbag stuff are ones that I have so much experience with. I know exactly when to use them and when not to, and what I want and what I don't want. And that takes years of playing. Crab, good evening. Good to see you. Absolutely, Alex. They're the main source of money, and, Alex, they're the main source of loot, from what I have found as well. So let's go see if this dude has another contract for us. And let's take Fading's advice and work on seeing if we can complete all of the quests. Because check this out. I'm going to go to my reputation. My reputation in Ostbrook is kind of insane. And I could keep boosting it up and make even more money here. So you can see, actually, my intuition with the game was off. And what I mean by that is I thought that this was a roguelike, in the sense that it would just generate mercenary missions for you, and you would go to the same location, and it would have, like, a random layout. And I feel like that has happened. However, true to Fading's word, right here, you can see in my rep log, there's contracts with different names that have awarded different reputation, meaning, like, there is very much a sequence that you can complete. There might be some that are repeatable or random, but then there are some that are fixed, or they might all be fixed for all I know. There is a story, Pandora. The story is there's some kind of evil cult that's, like, raising the dead that we need to investigate, and there's war coming from all sides, and life is pretty bad for people in some of the areas, and you're kind of trying to figure out what's going on with this evil cult. That's the story so far, but there seems to be more to it than that. Are there any contracts? Okay, so he has this quest called the Stolen Grimoire, and I need to ask you something else. Farewell. So I thought I did Stolen Grimoire. Let me check that. Nah, I didn't. So let's go do it. You know what I think is also confusing me is I've played the game and died so many times that I think, like, my different characters have done different contracts, and so I'm not recognizing the pattern. I don't think you get them in the same sequence. I think that you can get them maybe in a random order besides the main questline ones, but I could also be wrong about that. So let's go do his contract. These contracts are much easier anyway. Just the other day, the magistrate sent us a bounty on the head of Zakbad the Fat. That's a pretty sweet name. A heretic and a necromancer. So here we go, another necromancer. Apparently he stole some book from a nobleman in Bryn, so now there's a manhunt. We managed to find out where he's hiding it at the ruined burial. Folks fear he may be plotting something nasty, so there's no time to waste. If you put the villain to death and bring the book back, you'll kill two birds with one stone. Help us out and do the magistrate a favor. I don't really like the magistrate, but I'll do a favor. Great. And he's marking the location. Okay, thanks. Good luck. Hey, Key, good evening. Good to see you. Maybe life's pretty bad for the dead, and they want to be alive. You know, Key, I have thought about how the dead feel, and I'm equitable with the dead. Like, I'm open to living with the dead. But in my experience, the dead are usually non-negotiable and non-talkative and ultra-violent. But maybe I'm just prejudiced against, you know, I'm only evaluating the dead based on my past experience and not open to how they might be acting in this world. So let's go peaceably interact with the dead and see what their side of the story is. So we need to go to the ruined burial, right? And let's see where this is. It's back here, and it's like we just went here. But we didn't do this contract? No, we did Monastery Record, and we did Lost Relic. So sometimes what can happen is you can get multiple contracts in the same zone. That's it. There's just more like a paucity of different zones as opposed to not being different quests. So this is a slightly different quest. I'll try to be more agreeable key. I'm sorry about that. All right. Do I want to... I don't know what time it is. Do I want to rest right now, or do I want to go and just have my character get wrecked by this aftermath? Let's go try to collect some herbs that might help us with the aftermath, if that's possible. So I'm going to follow the road over here and just have an adventure. What I need to do is... Okay, so let me see which one it is. I can never remember, so I'm going to pick up Agrimony and I pick up Mind Wart. I'm going to see one of these helps you with After Effects. This doesn't. Reduce the duration of bad trip and drunkenness by 5 to 10 minutes. So if we get bad trip from this Nikoff, which I can't imagine we wouldn't, we definitely want to take Mind Wart. Alright, so we're going to keep some of these herbs on hand. That's a great question, Pandora. Does anybody have any good shows, musicals, cartoons, or anime to recommend to Pandora? I started up Andor, and it's quite good so far, but I'm only on the first episode. And I have also been enjoying The Peripheral so far, but those are the only ones. Andor seems kind of like a musical so far. It's like if Star Wars were bright and sunshiny and more inhabited by Sesame Street. It's like a comedy and a musical combined. And by that, I mean the opposite of that. Alright, so Nickman, good evening. Nickman is recommending the Vinland Saga. There you go. Do that, Key. All of that. Thank you. Let's see. Intoxication change. And what does rhubarb do? Not really what we want. Alright, let me see if there's anything else around here. There's more Mind Wart. Henbane, how you living, Henbane? What you got? One of them reduces it. We'll see. Oh my gosh. Look at these clowns down here. They're here to fight me. Ooh. That guy critically hit me. What a jerk. I can't abide that. Man, I'm doing wonders. Oh, I crit him now. He's dead. Oh, cool, Tantalus. I've never read that. Thank you for recommending that. I always look for a book to read over Thanksgiving. Okay, this guy. This guy. Oh, what am I doing? That was not the right thing. I meant to do this. Boy, that was not good either. Alright, let's try this. Alright, we got him, but goodness gracious. Oh, he had a bow amulet, though. Look how much loot these guys had, actually. Gaming dice? Man, these guys exploded into treasure. Alright, I got actually kind of hurt there. This is just a good reminder that I need better gear. Like, my gear is just not quite cutting it. I need some heavier armor. I want to be tanky as all get out. Bogbean, you cool? No, I already got you. That is a good question. You can get Exceptionot. What is up, my friend? Thank you for following. You can get 2 intoxicated, but I don't know if it kills you outright. You just kind of lose control of your character. and there's a lot of bad negative effects, but I don't know if insta-death is one. Oh, look how creepy the screen looks now. I have this aftermath, which... Ooh, gives you minus 20% experience gain. God, that's awful. Okay, so let's see if this one helps us. Here it is. Mime wort. Yeah, eat it. It doesn't affect us. It didn't work. All right, so we're just dealing with the worst. I'm just gonna rest. Let's just wait. Let's just let time pass. We become a little thirsty. That's fine. I'm gonna drink. This is a long aftermath. This is why you don't mess with drugs. Interesting. Key, Genius Warlock. 1900s fantasy. That's like pre-Tolkien, pre-Lovecraft. Post-Jules Verne. If you're going to be a warlock, you need to bring genius. That's a good idea. Alright, so we're going to go over here. And, oh, here's more bad guys. Well, he wants me to hand over my gold, which I don't really want to do. He's trying to leave, and we're not going to let him. He's died. Let it be our secret. What, his death? I guess you do probably want a murder to be your secret. But I don't know about our secret. I mean, he's not going to be sharing any secrets unless he's animated by the necromancer, and then that's just difficult for everyone. Hey, Ryder, good evening. Good to see you. I know. And I feel like it's kind of wild that there aren't drugs. Are there drugs in Cud? I kind of feel like, I mean, there's all those, like, hashish bars, right, that you can go to, the smoke shops in Cud, but maybe you can't actually, when you're in the field, do anything to that effect? I don't know. But, yeah, I feel like Cud is already almost like, you know, you're in that world. You could smoke a hookah, but that's it. Sword Pilgrim. That's cool, so it's got a bad plot, but it's funny. I always like funny books. Thank you, everybody. You guys are recommending a bunch of good stuff. Now, let me see what Spearmint does. Nah, this isn't what I'm looking. There's... Maybe it's Wormwood. There's something that messes with... Nah, that's not it either. Aftermath length. That's not what I have, but that's fine. Let me look at the map. Where am I? I'm almost there. Oh gosh, yeah, those luminous horse rooms, yeah, they do, I suppose, right? Your own body can produce wax. I mean, you can drink wine in Cud, but, you know, I don't know how. That's not really that serious.